Hi guys, welcome back to LAWLOR'S Law. This is your raw, unfiltered Birmingham City podcast where we just basically talk about how shit things are at the minute because right now it's not going great. Sorry we've been away. I've been really busy with work. Max, you're a busy egg yourself, obviously working full time, very busy time of the year. We don't get a chance. Jordan's ill and John's also doing coaching, I think, as well with the football lot. So we've all been here, there and everywhere. So we're back now. We're going to talk about what it's been like the last few weeks as Blues fans. But how you getting on, Max?
Yeah, I'm okay, mate. I'm better now. I was quite poorly, which obviously didn't help with the trying to record the pod, and busy with work, as you said. But I'm okay. Blues, on the other hand, I don't know. I'm feeling a bit in limbo at the moment with everything. I don't know how you feel.
I'm getting very, very, very quick flashbacks of last year in League One where we went through that stage of not winning for a little bit. And for me, and I mean, everyone's going to have a different opinion, change the fucking starting 11. For the love of God, they are tired. You can see they're tired. You could see it in the second half of the Charlton game because we'll go into Charlton. But my opinion, first half, better team. Could have gone in about 3 or 4-1 up because we gave them an open goal and they missed. And then we were second to every ball, second half. We'd lost our drive. You could see that the players were running on empty. I mean, Stansfield looked battered. And it takes Stansfield's tired. Like, the team is like, we're tiring. Dux, obviously, I love Dux. I love what he's about, but he just didn't have the legs second half. The changes came too late for me. Like, that game was screaming for a pacey striker to get in behind, and about the 60th minute when they equalised, even a little later, and we didn't bring Kyogo on till 82. Or any real big changes. Keshi needs to play more. But yeah, I think we need to change the 11 and we're looking tired. What about you?
Yeah, I think especially away, I think the starting 11 needs to change. This whole playing the same 11 every single week is tiring them out, and the system doesn't work away from home. It just doesn't work. We're nearly halfway through the season now, and the away record speaks for itself, doesn't it? We all bang on about it. Any Blues fans watching this, it's the same rinse and repeat every other week about away. I think we need to. A quick opinion on what we need to do away is to shithouse it a little bit and go back to that Preston result where we won 1-0 and we kind of defended the box really well, took our chance when it came, even though it was just a header from Neumann in that Preston game. But we took our chance well that game and then defended to the hilt, basically. So we need to mix it back up. And we thought he was starting to change tack a little bit in that Preston game, and we were looking forward to the future away games with hopefully a different 11 and him changing tactics and formation. And then he's reverted back to a similar style, so we're getting that same result at the end of the day. I think if you look at QPR, obviously we haven't been on to speak about a few of these games. Southampton was very poor, and QPR was possibly our worst performance under Davis, potentially. Yeah. It's up there because it was really, really bad. It was dross. I was bored to death. And it was, we started playing in the 93rd minute and we got a goal in that game. Dimmy, the right back, was it the right back? Yeah, had him in his pocket for 85 minutes. Dimmy couldn't do anything. So he had him in his, I think Mbenge was his name. Mbenge,
yeah,
the right
good
back.
player.
Very good. Very, very good. Somebody that we should, a great player that we could have signed instead because our fullbacks are potentially struggling a little bit. But he had Dimmy in his pocket. But as soon as he went off in that QPR game, Dimmy had a bit of freedom and a bit of space, and he was able to find an opening and he started to play well, and him and Roberts linked up and scored. But for 92 and a half minutes of that QPR game, it was utter dross. It was terrible. There was no intensity. There was no drive. There was no idea. There was no game plan. They looked like they just met each other. There were 11 strangers on the pitch. Roberts wasn't helped with Osai Samuel behind him. He was rubbish. I really don't rate Osai Samuel, and I'll stick by that. I'm kind of glad he's gone to the AFCON. And then Charlton at home. Do you want me to go into Charlton a little bit?
Oh, Ham.
Charlton was a good performance in the first half against Charlton. It was a good performance. It wasn't outstanding. It wasn't pulling up trees, but it was a good, solid performance. Yeah, we could have given that silly goal away and made it 1-1 at half time, but we probably could have been 2 up.
Yeah,
at half time, and it would have been a decent reflection on what we'd done. We did our whole at home, fast out the traps, attacking straight away. I think Dimmy hit the post. We had a good few chances. Roberts was playing a lot better coming into it, and yeah, we kind of an Allsop back in goal, apart from that chance he gave away. But he seemed to make them look a bit more assured at the back again, and it wasn't as flappy like Beadle's been recently. But yeah, we went into half time. But I think I messaged you and I messaged the chat, and I said, right, 1-0 dangerous scoreline. All they need, a bit like at QPR, we wouldn't have deserved that point at all. We wouldn't have deserved that point at all. By any means would we have deserved that, and they would have been robbed. But they ended up winning anyway, so they got their just desserts with it. But if Charlton, they could easily score 1 goal, only need 1 chance, and they get a point. So I said to you at half time, we need to come out in the second half, and we need to kick on. We need to go ham again from the start of the second half. And yeah, we need to go and make more chances, stay on the front foot, do what we've done in the other home games where we've scored 4, and go and get another goal, or make it 3, or make it 4. And I thought we could do that. Potentially the tiredness, like you said, was a factor in it. But 45th minute to the 65th minute, I think they scored in the 66th, was it?
Yeah.
I think. Terrible, mate. Woeful.
Yeah, awful. That goal was coming from the start of the second half for me.
It was. And we started to sit back and kind of almost, I think Davis said it, we looked like we were trying to protect what we got because we looked like we lacked confidence a little bit. I wanted to say a bit of an analogy that I watch a lot of NFL. So you know that I watch a lot of NFL. And in terms of coaching, it's very clear when an NFL coach gets out-coached by the opposition. That happens quite a lot, and it's quite visible when that happens. My team specifically that are in the NFL have been out-coached a lot in the last couple of weeks, but that's a different story. But Nathan Jones, as much of a little Welsh rat that he is, and we all kind of dislike him quite a lot, especially Jordan. I know he hates him. He massively out-coached Davis that day.
Yeah.
And he taught Chris Davis how to get a point away from home. That's what he did on Saturday. He gave him a bit of a lesson. And if only Davis was a bit more like Nathan Jones at times, a bit more dig your heels in, make it gritty, make it nasty, disrupt the home kind of press, and just make it a horrible game. You make it a horrible game, which is what he did.
It was boring. I was bored shitless for a lot of that game. The amount of times I was like, right, we're building. Oh, they've gone down. Oh, an injury. Oh, he's got cramp. Oh, great, here we go. Like, momentum's crashed. Nathan Jones, as much as he is a dick, is incredibly good at halting a home team's momentum. And it is, as a home fan in that stadium, I was screwing. And he got in my head, so I can't imagine how he's got in all their heads.
Yeah, but the theatrics and the histrionics and all of what the words you could use for it, he did what he did, and he made the team do what they needed to do to get a point. And I wish that Davis would take note, because we look so soft away from home. And at half time, you can guarantee that Nathan Jones would have said to the Charlton players, right, we're giving them too much respect. We've barely laid a glove on them in the first half. We need to go out there, get in their face. Remember the Allsop situation. Get in their face, knock them around, stop giving them so much respect, disrupt their play, feign an injury, kick it out for a throw-in, just disrupt everything, disrupt the momentum. And we didn't help ourselves by sitting back, but it all played into their hands. And then 20 minutes into the second half, they got their deserved equaliser for me, I think, and it was coming, like you said. And then it's like, after the 66th minute when they score and equalise, everyone's like, oh shit, we're drawing now, so we better start playing football again. We need to start playing our triangles and our press, and we need to speed it up and play across the back line quicker, and we need to get the crosses in. Not that the crosses were any good, because a lot of the deliveries on Saturday were terrible.
Don't get me started on the fucking corner kicks, Christ.
Right. Cochrane's left foot that I have praised him for has disappeared for that game. So I don't know what he was doing. He was crossing it into the side net end from a corner. I know Doyle almost scored one again from a corner, but the build-up play and then the cross into the box was crap, rubbish. It overhit. Keshi was trying to get balls into the box, but they weren't very good when he came on. And you're trying to lump
the same.
We have this plan B or this kind of half plan B where we just go, right, put Dykes on and try and cross the ball to him, a bit like we used to do with Djukovic. But Dykes isn't any good, really. He's not very good. And something else I wanted to touch on is that I firmly believe that we are where we are in 13th place because we deserve to be there, because the table doesn't lie about where we are. I said to you, I've said to Tommy, I've said to the rest of the guys in the Born to be Blues chat that we will probably finish 10th to 14th place if we persist with this team and we don't necessarily make a lot of changes in January. I hope we do, and I hope the money is there, because we've heard that Neil Moxley said that we might have some money for January, which is positive. But what I wanted to kind of touch on was that if you want to make a deep run in the playoffs, or you want to get there, or you want to push for top 10, top 8, top 6, your substitutions and your sub bench needs to be of equal quality, or sometimes offer something different and maybe a bit stronger to end the game strongly, because you start the game strongly. I've lambasted the recruitment from day one. The first pod we ever recorded, I was on about the recruitment. It's not been good enough. Now, if you take Dimmy, Roberts, and Doyle out of the situation, it's weak. Our bench is far weaker, and we end the game weaker with the players that we bring on. Kyogo's been a busted flush. Dykes isn't at it. He's not good enough. I think he's probably League One. Dykes for me.
Dykes is on January, I think.
Yeah, and Leonard is okay. He tries, but is he over Paik? Probably not. And then also Samuel's normally on the bench. Bag of shit for me. Runs in treacle. Don't rate him at all. I know I've had a lot of anger towards him this year. And then anybody that's coming on again, like Keshi, he's struggling as well when he's coming on. So when you're taking those star players off like Roberts and Dimmy and Stano, and you're replacing them with this weak bench, we end the game a lot weaker. And we didn't look like we had all the ball but no idea up from the 70th minute on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think Tommy's dad, Paul, said that we'd never looked like scoring when they equalised. Completely agree. We didn't look like we had any plan B at all, and we panicked. We were overpassing balls, over-hitting balls. It was just poor. It was a really poor second half. And the problem with Chris Davis, and the problem that he has, and the pressure that's going to mount on him, is that we said as soon as the home form starts to dip, pressure will be on, because it's almost like all the players on Saturday had seen all this kind of murmurings from the fans. Oh, we have to win on Saturday because it's at home. It's only against Charlton, who were in League One with us last year. So it's a must-win game. They bottled it.
Yeah.
We bottled it as a club on Saturday, and we should have won that game, because first half Charlton were terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, good shots.
Crap. But like I've said, they did what they had to do to get a point. And you were talking to me about the ref being poor and maybe red cards for Charlton and stuff like that. And I get where you're coming from, but we have to stop making excuses for the fact that we were just shit in the second half.
I agree. 100% I agree. Like, I don't think the ref helped, and I think there was little things that
he didn't help.
I always whinge. Like, for me, your football rule is always, if a player goes down and it's a head injury, stop the game completely. Yeah. But the fact that the players are going down holding their legs, holding cramp, middle of play when we're trying to get stuff going, and I'm like, why are you blowing up? And the other thing that annoys me is, if you're going to blow up for that, okay, cool. The rule of football is, though, you go the fuck off the pitch for a minute or two then. But no, he didn't do that either. He let him get up and then carry on. I'm like, well, you just killed our attack. Great. Yeah,
like, it felt like he was giving a lot of poor decisions to them, and he wasn't giving the decisions that should have been given to us. That's kind of how it felt a little bit. Yeah. But he's the same fucking wanker referee that refereed the Ipswich game and gave a handball at the 95th minute that wasn't a handball. So, and
a foul on Kyogo when he lobs the keeper.
Yeah, exactly. So with that Andrew Kitchen, he can fuck off. He can stay in his kitchen for all I give a shit. But yeah, so not a great refereeing display. But I'm starting to wear a bit thin with the patience of, the ref was shit again, so we drew. No,
we've still got to be good enough.
we drew because we weren't good enough. And you have to be good for 90 plus minutes of football, not just 45 plus minutes. You have to be good for the whole game. And this is where I'm saying, because the sub bench isn't strong enough, we are struggling. And January is a must. A must to get rid of, separate the wheat from the chaff, get rid of the shit, and get some more quality in. Someone like, if you talk, we're all talking about Che Adams and stuff, and we have been for a while, but fuck me, would I take Che Adams over Kyogo right now? Jesus Christ. Like, my God, I'm crying out for it because he knows where the goal is. But so we're all feeling a bit down in the dumps at the moment because it feels like I felt like when we dropped to 13th the other night when Derby won, I'm looking over my shoulder rather than up a little bit, and I don't want to get too negative because I'm renowned for being pessimistic, and I get that. But we have to be careful because this league is tight, and we're going to have to bolster in January, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm sure you probably agree with that.
Massively agree with that. I think I'm very curious to see where a lot of these players that are injured are going as well and what's going on with them. Like, for me, Saturday, against quite a big, strong physical team, if Thor was available, I would have had Williamson on second half straight away because I think we're missing that presence. I will give Charlton some credit. That centre forward they had, that's the most trouble I've seen Clara have in the air this season. He is fucking huge.
Yeah, well, I actually thought he dealt with him. Him and Neumann dealt with him okay because he's.
But that's what I mean. Like, but aerially, like, I've never seen Clara like lost a few headers, and I was like, shit.
He did, but where did he get done on? He got nutmegged.
Oh no! But I still solely, and I mean, I'm not solely blaming Cochrane, but Cochrane fell asleep. I've watched it about 3 times. He's jogging back into position. Then Clara's had to come out, and he shouldn't be getting nutmegged. But Clara's been caught. Clara's had to come over, and it's
rinse and repeat. It's rinse and repeat for my views on Cochrane about being out of position because every single week I say the same thing.
I feel sorry for him at the minute because he is technically our only left back, and I do feel that. But I mean, he was definitely the postman on Saturday because they fucking vanish over Christmas, and Jesus Christ, like my God, I've never seen so many deliveries that couldn't beat the front post. Like I was losing my head. I was like, look, I'm not after the third one that has hit the first, like not even hit the first man. Like, just change your fucking taker. I don't care if it's an in-swinging corner or an out-swinging corner. Doyle, I'd say 80% of the time, puts a good ball in. Take, good ball in. Like,
Doyle set the goal up, didn't he? So
yeah. And I mean, that's one thing Charlton did do second half for me is Doyle was quiet. They literally must have said at half-time, like, you see Doyle and Paik, get on them. Get on them. They are the metronome in the middle that cause all the problems.
It is amazing what happens when you have an experienced away manager that decides he's going to make a fucking change to adapt to what's happening in the game, to change the system, to change the formation, to change the tactics. I'm getting pissed off with it because Davis isn't doing enough. And whether it's due to his inexperience of being the bridesmaid and never the bride, fine. But it won't fly with our fans for too much longer because, like I said, I think we'll lose on Saturday quite considerably. That's my opinion. I think we'll lose 3 or 4-0. I really do because Sheffield United are at home, are very strong under Wilder. And again, Davis is playing a manager that is so experienced in Wilder. He's got such good tactical nous. And yes, he's another wanker as well. He's a shithouse. Nathan Jones is a shithouse. There's so many shithouses. Neil Warnock used to be a shithouse. But guess what? They got results because they knew how to play football against whatever team they were playing in whatever venue they were playing it in. They understood the crowd. They understood the atmosphere. They got it. Davis is just like he reminds me of Ange when Ange at Tottenham would just, no matter what and Amorim at Man United, they just stick to what they believe is right and they cannot seem to change and take a hit on their ego. But when he has tried to do it, maybe say Preston for one example, it's worked.
But he got applauded for that Preston performance. The fact he brought Alphonse Stampstead on for the last 5 minutes and basically went back 6 at one point, and everyone was like, we got the 3 points. Listen, I like the sexy football that apparently we try and play, but I'm also about points. Like, if you give me Sheffield United away right now and give me a 1-1, I'd bite your hand off for it. I'd take a point every day of the week.
It's understanding what you're going into, and it's understanding that fans don't give a shit about the performance. If you get 3 points on Saturday and it's 1-0 or it's 2-1 and it's a horrible performance, Nobody cares. Nobody. Did you think anybody would have really cared that we didn't deserve a point against QPR? Do you think anybody would give a shit? If only we could manage a game for 3 fucking minutes.
Some fucking bottle.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And it's about characters in the team and standing up and being accounted for. And Davis organising them after that goal and just having a bit of tactical nous about you and just seeing a game out to get a point that you didn't deserve. But we're all happy with that point because we think, great, we didn't deserve it, but fuck it, that's a point on the table. Fans don't care, mate. They don't give a shit. They want to see results. It's a results business. And if he struggles against Sheffield United on Saturday, which I think we will, and he then doesn't get a result at home against Derby, maybe a draw again on Boxing Day, and then we've got Southampton at home and then Watford away, mate, it's mounting. This pressure is mounting up and fans won't let it happen for too long. Whether Wagner will, I don't know. He put an Instagram post up just after the game saying something like we're stronger together or something like that. We're stronger together, like all together as one and stick together.
I don't believe any owner that says that after West Ham a few months ago and Karen Brady went on live TV and said, no, we back Graham Potter and then sacked him 2 days out of this. I don't believe a fucking word.
Yeah, you have to play to the media, don't you?
Who's available? If Davis goes, who's available? Who out there? What, we're going to get Ange?
No, I don't know, and I can't give you that answer. But it's not my job to know as well. I don't get paid to make that decision, so it's not on me. It's not on any of the Blues fans that are watching this. It's none of our decisions. But I know that the rest of the guys watching this and girls out there won't accept this mediocrity with the kind of performances that we've picked up on them at home against Portsmouth and Millwall, and we had a good point against West Brom, and we really did feel like we were turning a corner, didn't we? Because we got up to 7th, I think. Then we beat Watford at home, and it was all rosy. And then these last 4 games have been woeful. I think Marvin Dux I'm worried that he's a 3-game player for the season, and he's just going to be good for 3 games and then just disappear for the rest of it. I'm very worried about that.
I think my fear with Dux is overuse. Davis has this problem, and he's had it for a while, where anyone who comes back from an injury, he abuses it straight off and he will just full send them. Marvin Dux has come off a big injury. He's 32 or 33 years old. He needs rest. You can't play him for 4 straight starts in 2 weeks and expect anything to happen. He's shattered. You could see it that second half. There was a ball over the top, I think, at some point in the second half.
He just gives up.
And he's running for it, and you can just see he's not getting there. Stansfield is looking tired. If Jay Stansfield is looking tired, you need to fucking change it up now, because that man is your Brummy energized bunny. Like, he can run for weeks.
Did you hear what he said after the Watford game and the Sky Sports interview, Jay? Did you hear what he said? The Sky Sports interview after that Watford game, he said it's bloody hard work what the manager asks us to do. He said it's bloody hard work what the manager asks us to do. So that's him saying I'm fucked, like I'm knackered after this press that we're doing. I'm so fucked, and it's 2 games a week, every week, especially this Christmas period. But he seems reluctant to change it up. So for Sheffield United, you should change it up and you should mix it up. You should go with a bit of height up front. So this could be a game for Dykes where he just holds the ball up, or a Williamson or somebody to come in that midfield up that top area that can hold it and then play out to the wings. So maybe you have Jay on one wing and Dimmy on the other, or Roberts on there. Maybe give Jay a rest to start the game potentially. So you have Dykes and then Roberts and Dimmy playing off him. And then in that midfield you could play kind of with 3 midfielders. So you could put Doyle, Paik and Leonard in the same team, because you need that control in midfield, because they've got some really strong players. They've got that Peck that plays for them. Sunamara, I think, and they've got some really good players in that team. So we need to be strong in the battle, and we need to hold the ball up a little bit up top and just go long sometimes, like playing it out the back. Fuck that off, because it's not working away from home, is it?
We need to be prepped for it as well. We need to make sure wingers are ready to trap, because if I know Walder's teams like I know them, he plays that back 5 wing play, but his 2 centre backs will also mirage forward as well. So you're going to have overloads on overloads on overloads. You've got to be ready, and I fear that he is going to start Jay and Cam because of that, because he's going to want someone to trap back.
Yeah, that Burrow, is it Harrison Burrows? Is that his name?
Good player.
Burrows? Mate, not just a good player. I mean, even in the playoff final last year, dominated midfield. Dominated. He just runs and runs. He is going to cause us some massive issues on Saturday. I really don't have a lot of confidence in Saturday. And as a Blues fan, it's killing me to say that, but it's going to be the same rinse and repeat story. You can almost guess the starting 11, and then you can almost guess the outcome. So I hope I'm proven wrong. But
I know he's been told to play like it, but if there's ever a game, I don't need these mayhem Awata fucking marauding runs where he appears at centre forward and then left wing and then just stick to right back this game, please, because you are gonna be under the cosh this game. I'd love to be shut up. I'd love him to appear 1-on-1 and put one in the top corner. Beautiful, but I think go back to basics this game. Go a 4-4-4-5-1 if you've got to. Go a 5-3-2. I don't care. Just do something and be solid. Jack Robinson might be an answer this game because he knows Sheffield United so well.
I have seen I did watch another podcast and last night, and I think that another Blues podcast. I think that Jack Robinson is a good shout for over Cochrane for this game. It brings you a little bit of height and it brings a bit of stability as well.
And he played really well at QPR. I can't deny that he was man of the match.
We've said we didn't. I mean, Cashin, I said I never wanted to see in a Blues shirt again. I think I said about Robinson that he needed to be spoken to by Davis, sat down and told what for, and say, you sort your stuff out or you fuck off, basically. Yeah. So Robinson maybe that's happened to him, and Robinson's listened and he sat down with Davis and he knows what he needs to do, because against QPR, I think that shows a lot, because he was one of our better players against QPR, which says everything, really, doesn't it? Because he was the one that was in the hanging block a few weeks before. So yeah, Cochrane, he's not done it for me all season. He really hasn't. And I know there'll be people out there.
He struggled in League One a little bit, like towards the end. You can see it
against good wingers. I've said it before, and I'll say
it. Wingers kill him.
Yeah, and he's got a great left foot normally, apart from his crosses on that day, but. I've said it every time we've done a pod, every time we've met up at the game, every time we've spoken. I've said he just struggles. He struggles, and I want him to succeed, but he just doesn't seem to be able to do it against those fast wingers. So maybe a Robinson for height and stability, and you could play a back five, maybe, but then back 4-4-5-1, like I said. So kind of overload that midfield to get some control in there. I agree. And yeah, we're going to have to start rotating players. Or get some better players, better quality players in January, because subs bench not strong enough, and we're not performing as I think we can, and we have to go back to the fact that we're a League One team that got promoted with a Championship squad. You'd say they'd have done okay, that squad last year, the likes of Ben Davis and Kieran Dowell, Taylor Gardner-Hickman. They'd have done okay in this league if they'd have stayed. We probably would have been lower end Championship, but it was a Championship squad. But yeah, I can't seem to wrap my head around the fact that I don't think we should be any higher right now than we are. And we'll just the season will fizzle out. And Tommy's dad again said, and Jack, it said that it's just going to be a nothing season. And I think is that a success for us coming up from League One to finish kind of 12th, 13th, 14th? It's the best finish we'll have had for 10 years, 12 years. So if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, yes, it is a good finish from where we've been. But is that the finish that Wagner and the board want? Because I'm not the owner of the club, so I don't know what he wants and how fast he wants it. How fast and how quickly does he want to get to the Premier League? That's not up to me. That's up to him. That's his decision. So
if we got a new stadium in 2030, he wants to be in the fucking Premier League for 2030.
Yeah. No, I know that, but I think what I'm trying to say is their 5-year. They'll have a 5-year plan, won't they? Because that marries up with the stadium. So the 5-year plan could be first season consolidate in the Championship. If that's the plan, we're doing that. And we will do that, because we'll probably end on about 55, 58, 60 points, something like that at the end of the season. So that'll be kind of mid-table. If that's the plan, then Wagner's going to be happy and Davis is going to stay. We as fans think they want it quicker than that, but we don't know because there's no communication. The second year then might be go ham in January in the summer transfer window and really push like Coventry have done that second season with Lampard next year. So that could be the plan. And then we all need to stop fucking moaning and just relax and chill out a little bit, because we do need to consolidate as a League One team that's just come up. But because I think Charlton will struggle by the end of the season. I think they might be in that bottom 4, bottom 6 towards the end of the season. Wrexham are doing okay with us, aren't they? That came up, but I think that Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth, and Oxford look like the ones to go for me, to be honest.
I think Pompey will stay up, and I'm not just saying that out of bias. I think they're starting to gel results together now. and they will be okay. They've got a very, very, very good team when they're all fit. They've had a lot of injuries. I think Charlton will struggle. I think
It could be
Wrexham are
Charlton,
fine.
Oxford, and could be Charlton, Oxford, and Sheffield Wednesday. Because I think Charlton,
I can't see Oxford going down because it's Gary Rowett, and you just know he's going to
oh,
shit out results.
I can see Oxford. This could be their year. I think to go back again. I think they've had 1-2 seasons up there now. I think
I'm just throwing it out there. We were linked with him anyway, but if Oxford do go down, I would not mind Brannigan around the squad.
Yeah, good player. Good player. There's plenty of good players out there, and I just feel a bit like we've got the short end of the straw that we've ended up with the shit, a lot of the shit, and players that have just gone missing that don't even feature, like Fujimoto, and can't even get a game.
Don't start me on Fujimoto. This could be a 2-hour podcast on how Fujimoto's been completely mugged off here. Saturday, we're screaming for a playmaker like Fujimoto under pressure who can play with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We know what Fujimoto can do. There is a reason so many teams in Europe wanted Fujimoto's signature. We got it, and we've exiled him. Why? Davis,
nobody knows. And
Williamson, again, exiled. I don't believe he's been injured. It was a little knock. I do not believe no muscle injury is 4 months. Not this long. Something's happened there.
But yeah, so again, down to recruitment. It's just not been good enough for so far. So it has to improve in January, and we think it likely will, from what we're hearing and the murmurs we're hearing. But my main focus is that Davis is going to have to start adapting in games, especially away, to get points, because there's about 4 or 5 games this year where we could have got a point instead of losing. Now, if you add 5 points onto our total, we're on 34, which I think is 4th place.
Yeah,
it just shows you how important these 1 points are away from home.
Mm-hmm.
He says I want to go into every game to win it. I respect that, because but you're not Pep Guardiola, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to understand that your team is not Man City or Arsenal, and Arteta. You're a manager that has to get what he can get out of a game in a venue that you go to, in an atmosphere that you go to. You just have to be more clever with that tactical nous and understanding what you can get from the game. So the West Brom, we all would have bitten our hand off for his hand off for a point. We got it. We were all happy. We were happy. I went on, the Boy in Blues podcast afterwards, and we were both buzzing. We got that point, got the goal, and it was great. And Preston win, exactly what we needed to do. Got 3 points, fantastic. But there's plenty of games away this year where we should have got more than we haven't. So I hope to God we can get a draw on Saturday. If there's any Sheffield United fans watching this, we will take a draw from you now away from home. I can guarantee.
Give me a boring 0-0. No shots on target for either team. Boring shot game. Take it.
We have to stop the rot, don't we?
Massively.
So we have to stop the rot. And then home games again, it eases the pressure slightly if you can start picking up. I think Jack said it in Tommy's post-match reaction, that you just have to start picking up some points away. Otherwise, the season will just die. Very
quickly. And I think that's really it. Like, wanker of the week, I'm going to just go with Nathan Jones, because he's a shit house of a manager, and I respect it, but he's a bellend because of his celebration at full time as well. And so, how dare he turn around and say they should have fucking won it?
Yeah, no, I know. He did say that. With their one shot on target that they had, they should have won the game, even though the amount of copious shots that we had and hit the bar and Dimmy at the bar, at the post and everything else. So whatever, he's just a wanker, but we all know that, don't we? But he's a wanker that got a point, Jay. So
I know.
I'd quite like Davis to be a wanker on Saturday that gets a point, and Sheffield United fans hate him, because then I'll love him, because I'll be happy. But it's understanding what you need to do to get out of the game. But
I'm hoping that this is now the longest break we've had for about 3 weeks in a match, whereas it's a week. So I'm hoping we get a rejuvenised kind of energetic performance.
Yeah, we're basing on what we've seen before, aren't we? And what we've seen so far is not convincing. And I'm starting to, my interest and my kind of, not my interest, but my kind of belief, I guess, in those away performances is almost all but disappeared, because I just think it's rinse and repeat.
It's all but gone.
Yeah, it's all but gone. You go to Sheffield United away, and I think we'll lose 3-0.
I agree.
Have you died? You've gone off screen. He's back.
Sorry. My laptop charger fell off the side, so I was just grabbing it.
So I don't believe right now, and I don't think people might argue with me and say, get behind them. But what am I basing Saturday on? What am I basing it on? Because no fan can tell me that they think we'll win the game.
hope, somewhat.
Yeah, but it's the hope that kills you, and it keeps killing us. It's killed me for 35 fucking years, to be honest. So I can't keep living off hope. I need a bit of sustenance and a bit of performance. So praise to God.
I want a nitty gritty Blues performance. I want a dirty Blues performance. I want Christoph Klara fucking sending players into the barricade. Yeah. I want Newman being the yellow card.
Take the yellow card, like the Charlton player did on with Jay. He took the professional foul. He got his yellow card. He's a shithouse, and Jay got annoyed with him for bringing him down. But you have to do those dirty, those dirty dark arts sometimes. We just don't. We don't do enough of it. We're too soft. We're too soft away from home. We need to wake up and we need to put a foot in. I'm fed up of it. So we will see, mate. But I do fear the worst for Saturday. I do fear the worst.
Agree, but what can we do? We're pissed off, clearly. Right. Well, this has been Lawlor's Law, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will be back next week around Christmas at some point. We'll figure it out. We will be on. So keep right on.
Keep right on.